love my husband and the answer he just gave, but I'm gonna tell y'all what's real. It has been hell trying to get to where we are right now. We definitely are different communication wise. I'm
For
like
sure.
okay, tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what made you feel that way. Let me repeat that back to you and make sure that I understood. And then do the same for me. Where Dwayne's like, what you say? I don't like that. I'm walking off until I feel like coming back. All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 1 of Life with Dook and Die. For this episode, we asked our Instagram followers to send us some questions about what they may want to know about us to introduce and kick off our YouTube channel.
I'm pretty anxious because I haven't seen none of these questions.
Yeah, Dwayne hasn't seen the questions. I saw them. I didn't over read or overthink it so that my answers weren't really rehearsed, but we're just going to take turns
That's going to be fun.
answering the questions, or some of them we'll just both tap in. So
Let's do it.
yeah, let's do it. So, question 1. What is the quality trait that you find in one another as husband and wife?
I'll go first. Honestly, the best quality in Diana is loyalty. Like, she's a very loyal person. And I think that's one of the main keys that you have to have in a marriage is loyalty. I mean, I can honestly say I've never felt like my wife has been disloyal. That's why I feel like that's one of the most, important traits that you gotta have in a marriage or a relationship that, is gonna last. We've been together a while. I mean, 11 and 7?
Yeah, we've been married 7 years, going on 12 years together. So, oh, that was sweet. I love that. So I would say that the most important quality about Dwayne is that, or Duke, should I say Duke on the show? Anyway, is that he's just down, like teamwork. Like, I just love that you'll just step in, whatever we need, whatever we gotta do, you're just down, and so that wraps up everything else that's important to me. So I think I love that the most about you.
Yeah, I am a pretty good team player.
You are. All right.
All right, what you
Question 2. And I'll answer this one first because you just went first. But how do you blend a family? Such as, how do you set rules with kids? How do you deal with the other parents? All that good stuff.
got?
This is going to be a topic all season, y'all. Because our blended family.
Oh, man.
We got 2 kids from previous relationships, 4 kids all together, and it can be rough. So I say that you blend the family by analyzing your situation, accepting it for what it is, and then finding out how to implement your own piece in that. So if you have a difficult co-parent in either situation, whatever your situation is, if you have a difficult co-parent, accepting that it's difficult and then figuring out how to maneuver through that so that you can keep your peace for your household is what I say. There's no science to it. I think everyone's situation is different. We definitely have totally different situations. My son's dad is cool as hell.
Yeah, that's
His
my guy,
situation's
man.
not terrible, but it's not ideal. So I just think that you have to accept your situation for what it is and figure out how to piece through that. The second part of that was how you set rules with your kids, and I think that you have to just focus on your own household. Dwayne and I were raised totally different, but I think when it comes to raising our kids and setting rules, we're on the same page for the most part. And so no matter what these kids, where they come from or where they go when they're not with you, you have to set your own rules for your household and the expectations there. I think stability and consistency for kids is really important. So as long as you have that at your home, that's all you got to worry about. So we set the rules and we stand by them here, and I think that's helped to really protect our peace and help us remain grounded.
Right.
So
I mean, I can answer the next question. What was it again?
So it was, how do you blend a family and how do you set rules with kids and deal with the other parents?
Honestly, I'll tell you guys, we can talk about how to deal with the other parents. I mean, like Diana said, her situation is, man, I mean, I think it comes once in a lifetime. I ain't never seen no situation that works so smoothly that I mean, I've been with her, like she said, almost 12 years, and I've never had a like a problem, man. I mean, I mean, her baby dad, my stepson's dad he's just cool. I mean, he's more helpful to our family. It's like, shit, man, you need help, we grab him. Or, you know what I mean? It's
A breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it's like it's different. It's weird. It's honestly, it's weird. Like she said, we came up from a whole totally different upbringing, and my situation is hectic. I mean, it's crazy because my son's so old. We deal with it. I mean, in a decent manner though.
Yeah, but we're making it through. We're
Oh yeah.
12 years in, and I think it's not we just don't let that dictate our life.
No, for sure. I mean, I'm definitely the one that says I really don't give. I will. Yeah, right. I mean, I'm just like, well, once you step into my house, this is my rules, my house. Which my kids understand. That's another thing of setting rules. When they come home, they know our standards, our expectations, and where they can help and where we can help them.
And they respect it. We have some great kids, all of
them.
Oh,
for sure.
The two we have together, and all of our kids are just the best kids. They are loyal and respectful and understanding, so that helps. And the next question touches on this too, so I don't want to hold us up. Y'all, we're going to probably have a whole episode on blended families, so we're going to touch on this last part of the question, the question regarding this, and move on. But so this next one is, what advice would you give on blending? Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
How you go?
Not because I thought this through, but people ask me all the time. So I say when it comes to blending families, for me, I mean, my son was 4 months old when I first started having a co-parent with somebody and share my child, which is like the most important thing in your life, right? So for me, I think that my first lesson was mind your business. Car driving by. Mind your business. It's definitely hard to raise a child with somebody and they don't live with you and you're not sharing your life with them. But I also feel like you have to trust the choice that you made in most cases, and know who you had a child with, and just trust that they love the child as much as you do. So I try and follow that and really not ask too many questions or do too much. Just trust that what's happening in my household is for the best interest of the child, and what's happening in the other household is for the best interest of the child, and that the most shared common theme is that we all have the best interest of the children. So
for sure.
For me, the advice that I have is mind your business and keep the best interest of the child at heart, and also protect your peace, and life will just keep you smooth sailing from there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just focused on you and yours, honestly, the whole situation can be just so smooth. I mean, we find that, some people, and we've seen, that people just don't mind their business, which causes problems. You got to be able to understand that, or trust that other person does have the best interest for this kid. You know what I'm saying?
I will push back a little on that though, because the child is your business. So
it is.
When I say mind your business, I mean like trust what's happening for that child when you send them there.
Yeah, but see, like,
the child is still the other person's business.
It is your business, but you got to understand at what point do you just not have to care about what's going on at somebody else's house, and just trust really just trust the process. Honestly, not every parent is the great parent, but you gotta, just to even have a peace of mind, you gotta just accept that person may have the same amount of, what is it? What word am I looking for?
Love and care for that child.
Yeah.
But to be fair, and as a mom, you can't say you just completely can't care about what's happening at where your child's living. It's just like when they go to school, you care and you want to know that they are happy and living their best happy lives, but it's just a fine line. I think we need a whole other episode for this.
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
Okay, that was helpful. All right. What is your most unique trait? Your own. So not mine, or...
I would say That's a good one. Being a father without having a father. Like I feel like I think I'm a really good dad. I mean, I probably can be better, but I'm just still learning as I grow. You know, think I mean, I'm a good husband too. I mean, I probably can be better.
Don't be hard on yourself. I think
Nah,
you do
but
a damn good job.
but I honestly think those two things. I mean, I'm really good at. Besides, I don't play sports no more, but when I did,
Yeah, it's okay. You getting back on it. Isaiah's playing to encourage you.
yeah, we'll see.
So for me, I think I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I think I'm just really forgiving. I think sometimes too much, but I just try to always see the good in something or the situation. And I don't think I do that for other people either. I think I do it for myself.
Yeah,
So I definitely that's my most unique, and I'm still digging and working through that. So maybe by the end of this season or next year, I'll figure out more behind that. Okay, so what was the hardest sacrifice you both had to make in order to make your relationship stronger?
um, nothing was hard. I mean,
I think the question was what was the hardest sacrifice? Want me to go first?
yeah, you go ahead.
For me, this relationship has pushed me to understand that things don't have to be perfect and it's actually better when they're not. Since I was, shoot, as long as I've really known myself, like deep into my teens, where I was like, this has to be like this has to be like that, your shit has to be together. That's just how I was in dating, and I feel like I let a lot of that go with our situation and been more of a go with the flow. This potential is here, this opportunity is here, we just have to work towards it. I think that was a sacrifice for me, was just having to change and lift my perspective and be more open, and it's been a good thing, but it's been a sacrifice because it kind of forced me to change.
I still having a hard time thinking of what it was like something that I sacrificed. I mean, I didn't sacrifice too much of nothing because I felt like this is what I wanted, and I put my all into like learning to be for this. You know, like I didn't sacrifice nothing. I mean, this was supposed to happen to me. I mean, I came from where I came from, but I feel like Diana is definitely that one thing that pushed me. I mean, if you know me, then you know where I came from, what I've been through. Maybe not what I've been through, but I mean, Diana's definitely.
And a lot of people don't know us, but y'all will get to know us. We'll talk a lot more about our beginnings, our currents, where we came from,
Yeah.
the struggle. We got a story, y'all. Okay, so this next one. How do y'all handle arguments and deal with conflict in a healthy way?
Um, you know, in the beginning, it was a struggle to handle it in a healthy way. I mean, now, honestly, I, s- be- I just sit back and I evaluate the issue, and if I'm wrong, that's one thing I don't ever have a problem with is saying, I apologize or I'm sorry. I mean, that's the best. You gotta just take accountability and check and see where you was wrong, because 9 times out of 10, you guys are two totally different people. Nobody's the same, I don't think, but you may be. But
I love my husband and the answer he just gave, but I'm gonna tell y'all what's real. It has been hell trying to get to where we are right now. A good hell, because you always something good after that, but we definitely are different communication wise. I'm
for
like
sure,
a okay, tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what made you feel that way. Let me repeat that back to you and make sure that I understood. And then do the same for me. Where Dwayne's like, what you say? I don't like that. I'm walking off until I feel like coming back. So it's been really hard for me over the years to get where we are now, where we can get to more of the way I communicate. Where I also know that the way I communicate that isn't perfect and it doesn't mean it's how everyone communicates, but I think it's the most functional, and I think we're more on that path than we were 11 years ago. So I say now, in my from my experience on this end, because you could be in one relationship and having different experiences. But for me, we handle conflicts by talking about it when it happens, agreeing to both stay present in the conversation, even if you disagree with someone. Also, agreeing to walk away if you do need more time, and both of us agreeing to be okay with that. And then not really carrying it into the future. Like, I think something I've been saying a lot, especially being stuck at home in COVID. Not stuck at home because he's been going to work, but I'm here, but not really going out like we used to. One thing that I find myself saying is, all right, so are we done with that? I don't want to hear about this no more. Are we good? If we're not good, talk about it. 'Cause I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, try to get
I
everything
think,
out.
yeah, get it out and be done with it. So I think that that's healthy because you move on. But if you're not able to move on, I think it's also healthy to be able to say that and then
Yeah, maybe
talk about it.
yeah, talk about it, take a break, and then come back to it. You know, I mean, everybody has a boiling point. You need to, de-escalate the situation by maybe even taking a little breather and actually analyzing what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe so you can come back with a better solution to. I mean, there's different scenarios that some of that shit ain't gonna work for. But if it's something that's just a communication or a mishaps, everybody ain't perfect. So
To end on that, I do also think it's really healthy to realize your surroundings when you're having a disagreement or an argument. And I think for me, it's really important that our children are not around.
yeah,
So I try and find a place like, do we need to go to the garage and talk about this? Do we need to go to the backyard? For me, that's really important. We got 4 kids, and we don't need them in grown folks' business. So
yeah.
um, that's another way that we've implemented. Not saying that that should have been that way all along. Nobody's perfect, but that's helped us to be healthier. All right, we got 2 more.
All
What would
right.
you say has been the key to surviving all these years and while being bonus parents?
The key.
Yeah, like how we make it here. Like we looked up and it really like it's like what we're going on in year 12. Like what we've been doing for the past decade. How we make it?
I mean,
How we
honestly, you
getting there?
gotta keep that. You gotta have fun in your family, in your relationship. I mean, I don't get it. We don't get as many dates as we probably should, and then we won't. But when we do, we
Now since
actually,
COVID.
yeah. I mean, shit, we gotta just have fun. Take the kids. Make sure everything is. I mean, it ain't always about money, but if you can, I mean, get out and go do something. Enjoy or travel or, I mean, we've seen a lot. Not as many places that we want, but it's definitely just have fun. Definitely is a key. Um,
I got 2 things.
all right, go ahead.
I think they're like informal rules at our house. One, we be straight kicking it. Like I don't care if money's low, money's high, the world shut down. We gonna find a way. Like we can't go to the movies. Okay, we're gonna buy a blow up movie portable, whatever you call it, and put it
Right.
in the backyard, and we're gonna have movie night. Or the restaurants are closed. Okay, what's our favorite pasta? Let's go cook it together. I just think we find the best way to just have a good time. 2, these kids do not come before us. We love them to death.
Yep.
They are the sun and the moon in our hearts, but these kids are gonna be gone. Okay, we like Callie's going up right now. We love them so much, but I think the reason we've been able to be consistent and stable is because these kids know we love each other, and if mom and dad aren't right, then this whole like factory won't work in the way that it's supposed to. So, knowing that, I think has helped us really survive all these years. Is we haven't put nothing before us. So,
Yep. And have fun.
have fun. All right, last question. Dun 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 dun. How do y'all find time to spend together? Being that you have children, work, sports, so much is always happening. Where do you find balance?
Mm.
That's a good one.
Where do we find balance?
I think I kind of answered that one in the last question. I think we just make a good time out of any time. Like,
Right.
I mean, it could be a snowstorm and there's like nothing to do outside, so we're gonna find something to do inside. Or like how outside has been shut down for the past year until like now.
Yeah, we definitely
Outside never
found
shut
ways.
down for us because we just found a way to come outside at home. So
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Put the TV up. I mean, like I said, there's multiple ways to do things. I mean, take a walk, take a drive. I mean, if you got to purchase something,
I will say with the kids and work and stuff though, the balance is probably the main part of that question we should touch on because Dwayne loves to cook, so he's the cooker, and so he gets off, and a lot of the time he gets to cooking, so that you can't really interact if you're like cooking like that the way he cooks. So finding the balance, a good example of that would be, I'm like, hey, let's have Chipotle so we could actually just sit down and chill and talk and like have a drink or just laugh together while these kids are playing or out of the way. So I think just really adjusting yourself and your life to whatever will help you to find that balance. So, like I said, with the blended family thing, there's no science to it. I think every household and couple and situation is so different.
yeah,
One thing we've had in common is we love to kick it and have a good time wherever we are. So, we just make that happen and find the balance in it when we have to.
sure, definitely. I mean, honestly, the best way I can find balance is, like Diana said, is sometimes even picking up food, just so that saves me hours. I can just hang out with the kids for a bit, and then okay, well, it's time for them to eat, get them down, and I got a decent amount of time to where I can cook and hang out with Diana after everybody's done.
And you know what? 4 kids in, it's hard. It's hard sometimes to even remember, like, have we spent time together in the way we should or used to? So sometimes I say stuff like, what's the last movie we watched? Like, not the last movie he fell asleep on.
Hold on, you go to sleep more.
What's the last
Alright,
movie we really got
I'll give you that.
together? And was it good? What happened at the end of that movie? Oh, we can't answer that question. And it's time to watch a movie. And we got to tell everybody in the house that they got to find something to do because we're going to watch a movie. So having those ground rules, too.
Also, that goes along with the other questions about just the rules in the home is when we're watching an adult movie, we need a little bit of space, and our kids are pretty good at that. Besides, Junior, he's one, so
he don't care about nothing. He's like, what?
Yeah, so I mean, everybody's pretty good, and they brothers, they help out. If we needed them to take them for a little bit, but I think that's definitely a good way to balance out work life and just to keep a healthy relationship.
Also, I think we both enjoy making money at our jobs, but work definitely don't come before anything around here. So we go to work, of course, pay these bills and enjoy our life. But if we both need a day, we're going to take a day. So when it comes to work, that's definitely not a problem because I'm not about to outwork my relationship with a job. So
Right. Yeah, that's, even if it's a half a day, a full day, something, you definitely can't choose work life over or any money, because you can't get the time back with your family or even with your wife, happy wife, happy life.
And getting enough rest, too. That's another thing, too. That whole sleep when I die thing don't live around here. We sleep. So we're going to be rested and ready to chill when we can. I mean, like this morning, Junior got up at 7 a.m. and so we were up. But, yeah, just setting those rules.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got through all those questions. We want to thank everybody who submitted one. I think we'll do another one of these, maybe next in season 2 or maybe just later. Give us some feedback. Let us know what y'all thought. We cannot end this without thanking Doobie Club clothing line for our hoodies. As soon as we reached out to Midas to ask about getting sweatsuits and hoodies, he was on it. Hand delivered them the next day. Like, I really appreciate good customer service from local brands. So, and it's quality. Like, Dwayne is so picky. So, if he liked it, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get all the gear, especially for the fall. So.
Yeah, I'll go check him out, man. Definitely got some quality stuff. I mean, we appreciate it.
Okay, so y'all know what to do next. Y'all know what we're about to say.
Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. check us out. Life with Duke and Die, season 1. We coming at you.
Damn. Well, that was a good bit.